Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of the Unlaced podcast. We've been talking up this year. It's a big year of guests and no bigger than last week. And Jordan McGoey, what an episode that was. A man that everyone wants to know about and obviously has had some highs and lows for the last 18 months, but one of the mentally toughest people I know for what he's had to endure at 26. So go back and check that out. It's Geordie Uncovered, we called it, because you get to see a real raw, sort of softer side to Geordie and what a lot of people like myself know. So get back over and check that one out, especially if you're a Pies fan. If you are new here, I thank you for coming along. It means the absolute world, actually. So if you can give us a like and subscribe, it's how we grow. And if you've come back, I absolutely love you, as I always say. Now, you probably recognise these blokes and probably recognise them more than me, which doesn't happen much, but they are the twins that I absolutely love to watch, and I think everyone knows what they've been able to create and what they do, but I'm interested today to learn a bit more about you guys, ShepMates, Miles and Archie, because you've caught the world by storm, but I feel like there's a lot more to you guys than we see on the 30-second silence commentary skits.
Yeah, there is. We definitely don't show everything on the social media. It's definitely just our bedroom and our mugs, pretty much. I mean, there's not a lot of speaking going on as well.
Oh, mate, that's pretty crazy.
Thanks for having us on.
Well. Yeah, oh, wow, that is some twin stuff right away. Does that happen often?
We were on a radio show like 2 weeks ago, and there was a segment called Twin Sense or something, and they had us in separate rooms, and one of the questions was, if you had to take anyone out for dinner, who would you take?
And we had 5 seconds to think of it.
They count 3, 2, 1. You have to say a name at the same time. We're in separate rooms, and we both on 3 go Dustin Martin.
Whoa!
Everyone erupts.
Whoa!
It was so good. It was fun.
It's sort of like a game where I'm like, okay, I want to, like, what's he going to be thinking? Like, who would Archie think of?
Were you guys trying to fuck with each other doing it? Like, is that what you were thinking at the time? Like, I'm going to try guess what he's saying? Or no?
We want to try and get the same answer.
So right. Was that what they were trying to do? Yeah. See if you say the same thing. That's
I think the same, and we actually it was pretty crazy.
Why Dusty? You just love him?
Yeah, well, no one knows anything about him.
Yeah.
I'd love to just sit there. There's no cameras. He can probably be himself.
Yeah.
You don't see him on any podcasts, hardly any shows. Like, he's just an enigma.
Yeah,
so,
he is.
Sit down and just find out who the hell this guy is. Like,
imagine he just doesn't talk. Like, you just ask him questions, like, doesn't speak. I'd still watch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was interesting. I felt what he was trying to say.
See it in his eyes.
Yeah, he didn't get, I'm going to kill you.
He would actually learn so much about the man, even if he says nothing.
To be fair, though, I always think with him, like, if I was in his position, the way the media kind of treated him before it was the way he was, I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah.
I kind of like that he hasn't forgot it. Because it's kind of like, yeah, well, now you want me.
He's living to his
mate. He was what he went through for like 2011 to 2014 or 15 was pretty
everything.
Fucked.
It's like they were following him.
Oh mate, you couldn't do it. Like you just made him out to be the worst human being ever.
Yeah,
and like apparently he's not. Apparently he's the most dedicated bloke I've like gone around.
Imagine if every athlete did that. There wouldn't be a lot of people speaking to the media, would there?
I know, but I don't know with that stuff because like I feel like the AFL are you obligated under contract? I mean, you guys might know to like. Do you have to speak to media if they ask, or can you turn around and say no?
What, the athlete? Yeah,
like at the end of the game when Channel 7's like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't know if you can legally say no.
Yeah,
because you're kind of under AFL.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they cop scrutiny. Like
Dusty cop scrutiny. What this
Mark
year?
Robinson probably writes an article every week about how Dusty's not answering his calls.
Yeah. Fair play. Now, first off, I just want to start by asking how you boys are. You've been pretty busy of late.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
we actually had a holiday a couple of weeks ago, so we're sort of back on it, and it was good to get a break there for a bit. But
where did you go?
We went to the Whitsundays for a mate's 21st.
Yeah.
So
what?
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
Oh mate, it was like music to our ears.
Yeah. The text message. This was like 4 months ago. Mum shouting us a boat in the Whitsundays. Who's in? I'm like, yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
So like they just pay for the boat, and we had to just pay for flights up there, and obviously drinks and food and all that, which obviously turns out to be pretty.
Yeah, it's more expensive than the flight, probably.
Yeah.
Like
it's not Bali. It's early beach.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's like a honeymoon destination. It's like 21st.
$30 Palmers, $12 drinks. Like it adds up. But it was an unbelievable trip. There was like 12 of us lads. It was like schoolies 2.0.
Yeah,
so
right.
Like
perfect.
You're dealing with like heaps of different people, like backpackers, and it's just wild up there.
Yeah,
they're so warm.
The amount of backpackers up there, like it's
really,
just,
heaven to you boys. Then,
yeah,
you both single.
We are single.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Newsflash. Fucking hell.
We are single.
And you now know they speak. So, Well, for those that don't know, actually, just that tuning in, ShepMates. Now, these guys, I presume everyone should know, and if you don't, you're probably not on social media. But these two fellas have done something very creative that I absolutely love. We love innovation and we love thinking outside the box, and these two boys epitomise that in regards to the commentary skits. Which I just want to touch on that first, because what's fascinating to me is the segment that you guys have chosen. One, you don't speak, which we spoke before on the pod. Like, I'm the idiot here because I'm running these long form conversations, actually using my vocal cords. That's causing so much stress and strain on my body.
Well.
Yeah, brain power, enormous. Enormous. You guys are sitting there not saying a thing.
Well, Jake, you ever heard of the term work smarter?
Fuck me. You guys have just ticked it all off, and it's pretty amazing to see. But I just read something that actually, no, before I go into that, the point I was trying to make is, like, you guys have picked a part of the sport that's not even, like, popular. So, like, you don't actually talk about the athlete or the sport. You've gone in the gantry, the commentary box, which, like, and all of a sudden people are loving it. I'm like, wait, no one even, like, knows what the commentators look like or they do until they cut to them.
I feel like when people think of a moment, they just think of the visual aspect of it.
Correct.
Like, that was such an amazing goal, but what makes it so good is you don't even realize how good the commentary is at the same time.
It's so true.
And so, like, we're sort of bringing that part to life, and it sort of makes people, when they look back at the moment that we're delivering, like, it's just a bit different.
So they complement each other so well. Like, if you get a massive moment with shocking commentary, it's not as good.
Nah, 100% agree. The prime example of that, and it got to the point where it's almost bigger than the goal. I think you guys did it, was the Aguero one with Martin Tyler.
Yeah.
So much so when Aguero retired from Man City, they had Martin Tyler up in the stadium for his farewell to re-commentate the goal.
Wow.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, that's how big that moment was.
Such a good call.
Well, that's what we do when we choose, like, these moments. Like, the moment's got to be good and the commentary's got to be good. Like,
so do you sit at home when you watch sport and go, fuck, that was a good call? Did you hear that one, Arch? Like, that one fucking went. Like, no family household's ever saying that shit.
we sort of, like, look at sport through a different lens now.
Clearly.
Like, geez, Brayshaw was good there, wasn't he?
I know.
Oh, he nailed
What
that.
about Dusty's 45 touches and 5 goals now? But Brayshaw had a great call.
Brayshaw had a great game tonight. I thought BT was best on. Brayshaw a close second.
Yeah, correct.
People forget that side of it, though. Like, they'll send in bulk requests and comments and stuff, and they'll send us a link to something, and the moment is great. Like, what's happening is great, but the commentary's shit house. Like, like, that's, like, what we do. Like, the moment is bloody brilliant. Thanks for sending it in, but the commentary's, like, not.
And sometimes the commentary is like, the moment's nothing, but the commentary is, like, weird or gold, or, like, a little blunder happens in the commentary box, and I'm like, yes, we can make a scene out of that.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
Like, there's been a couple that have just been, like, the commentators talking back and forth about something absurd, and then we just make the scene out of it.
It's so good, because sometimes I think some of the, like, obviously the facial expressions and the sort of passion you guys put into it, but also for me, it's like the clothing you guys are wearing.
Yeah,
just doesn't make sense. But at the same time, the commentary, you can wear whatever the fuck you want.
That's right.
Like, you can go in with footy shorts and just have a button up and, like, he's like, he looks good today.
We had people ask when we first started it, like, why are you wearing just, like, a bright yellow t-shirt?
Like, you'd be wearing a suit.
I'm like, no.
That's the best part.
It works, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. Like,
no, I read something that I wanted to read, which is I just found interesting. I just wanted to get your opinion. ShepMates is the creation of Archie and Miles, who recreate iconic sports moments with animated portrayals of what commentators would look like behind the scenes. Did you guys think, like, 2 years ago, that you guys would ever be in that sentence?
That's absurd.
When you think about that, right? Like, what? Imagine someone told you 2 years ago, hey, this is going to be a sentence about you guys in 2 years. You'd be like, what the fuck did we
actually can't?
Did we have a bad acid trip, like, a year down the trip? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's just the whole everything about that. The word ShepMates, like, even that's weird to us.
What is
like,
ShepMates? 2 years ago, it'd be like, what the hell is that?
Like, if I'm honest, probably 2 years ago, I think, like, I would envision, like, you know, doing something creatively, but, like, in terms of, you know, that sentence right there, absolutely.
Like, we've always wanted to do this stuff, like, be entertainers. Like, we were always entertaining at school, like, always jumped at every opportunity. I should have jumped at theatre, but didn't do that, obviously, with school and stigma and all that sort of gets in the way. But, like, any drama, like, we did skits at assemblies. We hosted our year 12 assembly, like, dressed up as the anchor man and hosted this full news set of, like, the year.
No way.
Like, the Take the Piss Awards, like
Ron Burgundy vibe.
Ron Burgundy vibe.
Fuck yeah, you guys would nail a bit of Ron Burgundy.
We did. Like, we fully had to
you know, put some fake mo's on because we didn't have the facial hair.
So I've always had that that aspect that's like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just gonna be weird here. Like,
and even with like watching YouTubers as well, like we were big into watching like Logan Paul back in the day, still do. Like any of those other YouTubers, like we'd talk to each other and be like, geez, that'd be cool to do that. Like we could do that. Like, you know, just those little conversations. So we always had the confidence that we could do it. And then once it started taking off, we're like, yes, like this is us.
Yeah, because that's what I also think. I don't think you guys got enough credit for, like people kind of thought you just woke up one day and just did it. But I'm aware that you guys were like making YouTube vlogs and doing like sort of creating content in a sense, maybe not doing it consistently, but you guys were already in that space.
We weren't posting, but we were making, we got this YouTube video coming out next week of us reacting to all of our home videos.
So really?
We created an Instagram account when we were in year 7 or 8, and it was like just
shaking his head,
cringy stuff. Like we were midgets. Hi, how you going? Hi, boys.
Thinking we're the bee's knees.
Like making these Instagram videos. Like they were just like little skits of random stuff that we thought was funny. It was us two and a mate of ours. So we had him come over, and we were rewatching these videos because we went on the old home computer, found them, and we hadn't watched them in like 6-7 years.
Well, okay.
We
got through half of it. I'm like, hang on, no, we have to do a reaction video to this.
No way.
Yeah. Like there was 15 videos sitting there of just gold. So we just sat down, reacted to them. We're going to release the video next week. But like it's stuff like that. Like,
that's what I mean. You sort of headspace is already in it.
Yeah.
Like, especially because I think the turnaround time for the first clip when which is the famous clip that kind of kickstarted, was the Rory Burns first ball.
Yeah.
I think the turnaround time for you guys doing that was like almost same day or the next day or something, right? So it was
that night.
It was that. So that's what I mean. Like it was like on the ball.
Yeah. And then I think the next day we posted the Fox Cricket version with Gilly commentating it. So it was like every day we were posting one straight from there. We're like, yes, let's go. Like
both of them flew though, didn't they? Both of them flew. It wasn't like one of like they both did really well.
I think they both equaled out. I think because the Gilly one had warning in it. Like that was my first thing. They're like, oh, this warning's actually all right.
Archie's debut.
Yeah, I've actually heard about that debut because apparently Warney's piece of that was very small. Yeah, but it was a very big investment by you.
Let's get it on Gilly. Like, that's a pretty funny line.
Yeah, we've had people saying, make a shirt, let's get it on Gilly.
It's actually a great line when you think about it. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Mate, but just before we go into, because I do want to cut into the actual content of what you guys do and go a bit deeper on it. Yeah. Because I think for my audience, it's super interesting what you guys are doing and how you've got success from like such a strange segment.
Yeah.
But I also want to talk about what's next and where you guys sort of, the potential of what you guys have. You sort of bucketed in that. But from what I've seen, you've got so much more skill sets. But I want to jump into the World Cup. Because that's what's on now. And my favourite clip of ShepMates as of 24 hours ago is the spat. Like, I don't understand. I didn't know we started to change languages. There should have been like a PSA about that. But
your comment is now the top one.
You pinned it.
I saw your comment. I'm like, that's gold. I'm pinning that.
But I was like, do you know what? I was genuinely like, that was me saying it. I was like, since when did we start changing language? Like, the audacity on these bastards.
My mum pissed herself. She's like, who's this guy? Like,
yeah, fuck me. But have you guys been watching, I guess, the start of the World Cup? Have you got anything planned around it? You interviewed Harry Kuehl. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. So we did some work with FIFA. So
what?
We did. Yeah.
Well, EA Sports.
Corrupt finds corrupt.
EA Sports for FIFA 23. So
well, that's massive. I'd probably rather work with EA Sports for 23, to be honest.
So,
they're huge.
Yeah. As part of that, we did some straight talk last week, and then we managed to they organised an interview with Harry Kuehl yesterday. So we've done one interview, which was Adam Gilchrist, and then doing this one was just like, I felt like it was just even more massive.
It's just so weird how that happens. Like even 3 weeks ago, you'd be like, okay, 3 weeks ago you say you've interviewed Gilly and you've interviewed Harry Kuehl.
Yeah,
like none of that was lined up. It was all on short.
Our best wicket keeper and best footballer of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you guys have just nailed him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And like Gilly's was a short 15-minute one, but we got so much out of it. Like I feel like everyone sort of dived into his cricketing antics and his past and all that, but we were just jumping into the commentary side of it. So
that's awesome.
We got a bit out of that, and then having half an hour yesterday with Harry Kuehl, that was
Did Harry Kuehl know who you were by any chance? Like obviously Gilly would have.
He doesn't have social media.
We didn't expect him to either. We did ask. We're like, do you actually know what we
Sometimes
do?
though that stuff, it might be surprising because some people are like, I've seen your stuff, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure because Harry Kuehl's like he's like a he's connected to the kids as well. He's
Yeah.
really good with the young guys.
Yeah. He
Around
had a
the-
good excuse. Apparently, he's not on social media or anything like that.
He's got a fucking 100 odd phone.
Okay, who knows?
All right, H.
He's just being polite.
Yeah. All right. But I've done some work with him before. I was like, fuck, he's so humble.
Yeah, he
I was
is.
like, bro, you are a living legend.
Super
Yeah.
down to earth. Like before he hopped on the potty with us, he was like just playing FIFA with his nephews and stuff like that.
That's
Just, running
mad.
a mark. Like, and then we got in and just started talking World Cup, and
He was so nice. Just had the
Yeah.
time of day. Like, was really,
it was a lot different to how I thought he was going to be.
yeah.
What did you think he would be like?
I don't know. He gives off this like David Beckham of Australia kind of vibe.
Like,
don't
yeah,
you
he
reckon?
gives us. That's what I thought. I thought not
Yeah.
arrogant, but it's like
but he's
I've-
got the looks. He's got
yeah, I've done so much in this game. Like I
Yeah.
can do what I want
Yeah.
and be how I want.
like, he was the star, the poster boy of Australian football.
yeah,
you know
it's
what I
from
mean?
17 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like then we spoke to him and he's just like he's coaching. He's former manager at a team. He's now coaching at Celtic.
Yes,
He's on
he's
SBS to do some commentary at the World Cup.
and he
now.
loves the game. Like he's a nuffy.
Yeah,
And
he
he's
is.
just like he's thinking of the game and his strategy, and
Yeah.
he loves offering his like piece. Like he loves coaching and coaching young players, and then being able to go into the commentary booth and just offer his expertise. Like
Yeah.
it was sort of just a different sort. And then once we spoke to him about like, what are your predictions? And then he started talking tactics with us, and we're like, bro,
Oh, no. We got
Yeah, see, it's a drug. It's a- he can't-
He was just like, yeah.
Oh shit! That's the most I've learned about football ever.
fuck's he talking about? Moving on, next question.
Oh, that's
Talk
cool.
about his hair.
That's okay.
I was literally getting like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Martin Tyler perform tonight. Like, fucking hell. So what's the sort of, you got anything planned around the World Cup? Like, it's probably a bit of a broader question too on ShepMates because it's pretty like topical, the stuff you do. I assume you get sent in stuff, but
Yeah.
are you hot on the press with like stuff that's happening now in case like the turnaround time?
We'll be looking into it for sure. Like the amount of comments we got on the video last night, it's like, yeah, you have to do heaps of World Cup stuff, like different languages, all this stuff.
Keen for ShepMates World Cup fever.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
So
Like, people
fingers
are
crossed,
gearing up for it.
there's no copyright issues or anything like that. I think, yeah, hopefully it's smooth sailing.
Yeah.
What there should be good content, I reckon. Like,
What does our manager say? It's parody and
Satire.
Okay, parody and satire.
that gets away with everything. Like,
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what, mate. It's going to be big. I reckon there's going to be a lot of. I think we were speaking about it before. It's like 100 languages at every game. Like it's
insane.
like the world game.
We'll see a moment and we'll just go through each language.
Yeah.
Who said it the best?
I don't know. I don't know if it can get better than the Spanish one though. Like the way they say
That's an
like,
all-timer. Like,
Well, that expression goal
Yeah.
is like every
It's-
goal.
yeah.
It could be a tap in, an own goal, like something that means nothing, and they still do it.
That was one of the more interesting.
it's a universal. That's a universal word.
Yeah,
goal.
it is.
Like,
yeah,
people
yeah.
just know. Like,
yeah, correct.
That was one of the more interesting preparations for that video. Like,
yeah.
having to listen to it, and then I got TikTok up, and you know how you can put subtitles on.
Yeah.
I put the video in TikTok, clicked subtitles, and then clicked Spanish, and then it all came up. So like I had to learn how to like pronounce.
Bro,
the
it's amazing.
words
That
and-
I don't know how you did it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like the words he said like is one thing, but the amount of words and the like repetitive nature of how quick he was talking.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Messi was just darting past people like, fuck me.
And I couldn't pronounce it properly. Like these guys, the Spanish commentators say like the most intricate like word so quickly.
Yeah.
I just had to say like a mumbled version of it, like rewrite it my own way so that I could look like I was saying it quickly.
I had the easy job. I just left him in his room to go
Yeah, but
figure it
then
out.
like, you know, sometimes I catch myself watching you, like I caught myself watching you and I'm like you could, I don't know what I would do in that situation, but then I see
Man
you bouncing
starts
around.
stripping.
Yeah, and then it just makes the whole vid. It's like, because that's probably what the other commentator's doing when that goal's going in. He's like, fuck, this is the greatest moment ever.
he can actually enjoy it because
Yeah,
he's not on.
yeah, he's like,
not on.
yeah.
I don't know if the other commentator's crutch is in his face. But hey,
Yeah, we won't know. No, it's
so
pretty,
to everyone's imagination.
have you guys identified like your roles in it, or do you guys just share it up? Like,
we sort of know what
Once we hear some commentator,
we'll know who will do it
we
better.
can know who will do it better.
that's so weird to me, man. Do you reckon that's because you've done so much now, or is that just because you're twins?
I think it's because we've
done so much. and
we've seen our strengths and weaknesses, and
like Miles is more rough and hardcore, I reckon, and then like that Spanish one was.
you're
quite
very
as
good
well.
at an English accent. as
Yeah,
well,
like if I can sort of get into an English sort of
character.
That's amazing. Someone with a higher voice. I don't know. I sort of emulate.
I
that
can
on
be more
screen a
rough
little
and
bit.
tough.
Yeah. You got the expressions and stuff. Yeah.
So-
Whereas Archie's more like I don't know, just the head bobble.
That's amazing. That's good balance.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. Now, in regards to the content you put out, like, who's Archie and Miles outside of it? Like, what are you guys doing? I know you play a bit of footy,
Yeah.
obviously from the morning to Peninsula, but like, what's a little bit outside that you're doing? And are all your eggs in this basket at the moment, or are you kind of still being because how old are you guys? 21-year-old kids. Are you still being 21-year-old kids at the same time?
yeah, I mean, well, a year ago we were working full time and then went into uni. So we worked full time for a year and a half,
18 months.
2 years, in sales
Through COVID, which is
awesome.
pretty grim, but
Yeah.
Good experience though, like to learn that side of things.
I mean, I reckon learning sales is the most important thing.
Yeah,
Like, because it can translate to anything. Sales and marketing.
just
If you don't have that in a
dealing
business.
with people, dealing with suppliers, like that
having
was
a relationship with your customers and
Yeah.
all that. So.
Because do you find now when you're working on the back end conversations, either with like your management team or brands, you can hold your own? Because,
Absolutely,
Because you've had that maybe experience as well.
I mean, we're confident people. Like we know how to talk and communicate with
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
Like and find some common ground and all that. Like we're not antagonizing anyone. Like
yeah.
you know, we try and get the best out of everyone.
Yeah. And then obviously we wanted to change it up and I wanted to go to uni. He went to uni before me, but I was like, nah, I want to work a bit more. So, literally just this last year has just been uni and ShepMates. So,
Yeah, but like this semester of uni, like we got 3-4 weeks in, and I'm like, I can't do uni. Like my mind is so elsewhere with everything going on, and where we want to take ShepMates and all that. Like, uni was just holding us back 100%. Like, because like I'd find I want to do this with ShepMates, and there's like uni's like this thing in the back of my head. It's like you got to do this, you got this due, you got that due. Like, so I just deferred it, got rid of it, and then we're just like going ham on like what we want to build. Pretty much.
Fuck, man. Can you imagine being lecturers of a course around ShepMates? Like this segment, what to do? You guys could actually write a fucking doctorate around it or something, have a PhD in.
We'll look back one
Just-
year, like we haven't had time to honestly sit and reflect on what the hell's happened.
I was going to say, how much is your life changed? Because you're pretty recognizable people anyway. Like if I met you once, I could recognize you anyway, let alone being viral on the internet.
well, if we could look back and think of all the relationships we have now with, you know, people we idolized last year, it's just mind blowing. Like who we've been able to meet, who we've been able to work with, the opportunities we've been able to see, like what jobs are out there. Like it's really opened our eyes to a
how
lot of
people
things.
live their lives, like in this creative new wave of social media production, podcasting, like producing social media content. Like there's so much going on that a lot of people don't get if they're not in it, if you're not doing it. 'Cause you don't find out until you're doing it. Like,
Correct.
You're meeting all these people behind the scenes. But yeah, like we
might make a quick video or something on TikTok of like the year that's been or something, and we'll be able to.
It's pretty crazy. Like, how much has your life changed in your opinion? Like, is it completely flipped upside down? Because I just feel like week to week, you guys are like these new opportunities, these new engagements, like stuff you probably wouldn't even thought you'd ever be involved in.
We went to a 21st last week, and it was just in Mornington, so just local. Like Mornington's not the CBD, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We went to the Morno Brewery, and we walked in, and we couldn't get to our table without taking 7-8 photos.
Fuck me.
Like, that's where it's getting to.
And I think with like Aussie culture as well, I don't think like that's like taking photos with someone's like, you know, up there. I'm not too sure. Like I feel like I'd struggle to
like
do
if
that.
I saw someone famous, I wouldn't be like, oh, I need a
I've
photo.
never done that in my life.
Yeah, like
I
they
refuse
sort
to.
of felt like they knew us and, you know,
Yeah, because
We're
you're
happy to
this
get photos.
approachable guys. Like I've lived in your bedroom whilst you're commentating.
Exactly.
Like that's the vibe
being in
people
our
get.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, being in our bed. Like,
Yeah. I was there for that last one. What are you talking about?
under the covers.
Look closely in the closet. Yeah, seriously.
We loved that. We were just like, you know, and for everyone listening, like if you want photos, like it makes our day. Like,
And we love chatting to people, hearing why you love our stuff, like learning about you guys, like because that's what, without our fans or our following, like we can't
100%.
entertain you guys. Like that's our goal. We want to build something that entertains the people, entertains our followers. Like that's what we want to get to, and we can't do it without.
Do you feel a
people's
responsibility now because you've got so many people that are attached to your stuff that you're like, almost one, the responsibility of like we've got to keep putting stuff out and consistently, but also the quality.
Oh, 100%,
like because that would be my thing with what you guys do. It's like fuck, we nailed the last one. How do we get better than that? Like
I still had doubts though. Like before we posted it last night, I was like, I don't know, I was sort of like itchy, just like, fuck, what's the first comment going to be? This is shit. like, no, that's what I'm actually thinking.
bro, that's crazy.
And then
do you think that with every video though? Like you kind of
not every video, but like this one, I don't know why it was just different. So
Okay.
I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
And
were
the
you speaking fucking
but then the
Spanish
first
and you
four
were scripting?
First 4 comments come in. It's like
came
The
out like
best
30
yet.
seconds and it's like like that laughing emoji. I'm like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, because I put in what I think I wrote the best yet. Like this is my the best yet, and then I went into the comments and I saw all the ones underneath me saying the same thing.
Yeah.
like this is right up there, or this is that, and I was like, fuck, that's awesome.
Like we just need time to like sit and think about what the hell we've done, because we saw the momentum and we just went ham. Like let's build something here. Like
Yeah.
we've got this opportunity. Let's like work hard, go for it. And like yeah, you're right. Like it is quality as well. Like we don't care too much about posting every day. Like
Yeah.
we want to build like post something that's good, refreshing with the times. Like not
Yeah, okay.
got to be timely and
Yeah.
like the quality's got to be up, because that's what people want to see from us. Like they sort of expect a certain quality now.
Yeah, oh, that's what I mean. That's why I think that's hard, because it's almost like people don't realize the brain power and the strategic thought that
Yeah.
goes behind it now, because it's like, fuck, well, we've done 100 plus videos.
expectation.
Yeah, we've done 100 plus videos. That is like the foundation of quality that people love. If we drop below that,
Yeah.
then people are like,
And I feel like every video we've posted, there's a lot of the videos we've posted is like, this is the best one you've done. Like, and then we post the next one. It's like,
Yeah.
this is the best one you've done. It's like, wow. Like,
But that's what's special, and this kind of ties into my next thing, because I'll be honest. Like when I saw it, I was like, "This is unbelievable." But I was like, "Fuck! How do you grow when you keep doing the same thing?" And that's why, I absolutely love you boys, because I'm like, you've kept growing in such a tight box.
yeah.
Because of like the intensity and the connection you've created with your following, and then like obviously the execution of what you do, so
Yeah.
fucking good.
Yeah.
But what is your plans with where you want to go? Because one of the things I was going to touch on, and I think you touched on it there, was like, have you guys done acting classes? Because
Yeah.
I've seen some of your stuff, like particularly with like Prime and
Yeah,
Caden and the NTF boys. And I'm like, you guys actually like, I don't know how many takes it takes, but
Man,
it
we
fucking
are-
looks so good.
We are one take wonders.
Are you?
Tell you that.
Bro,
Like,
have you guys done like
ask
actually?
any of those lads and just like one take. Yeah, let's go to the next scene. Like,
Because then when I saw that, I was like, you guys are like, you guys aren't even tapping into where probably your main strengths are.
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, we're going to build this platform and we're loving what we're doing at the moment. Like, we still haven't broadened out to where we could reach just with the commentary stuff. Like, we think we're big now. Like, we've only dabbled in soccer.
No, yeah.
Haven't touched NFL.
Yeah.
Haven't gone near NBA.
Go internationally, that would be insane.
I feel like you guys could, because you're not speaking.
Yeah.
So you're not Aussie.
But in saying that,
That's not holding you back.
we do want to expand that speaking role. Like
Yeah.
And we have.
the Brownlow gave us confidence, like doing those interviews, getting on the AFL Instagram, like, and that blowing up on the AFL Instagram, like that gave us so much confidence.
Well, in terms of like where we want to take it, like we know we can talk in front of a camera. Like we're pretty confident guys. We can deal with people. We can act. Like we've got all the ingredients to be good entertainers and put on a show for people.
Correct. Yeah.
Which we love doing. We get a thrill out of that. Like that's what entertainers
Yeah.
want to do. They want to put on a show and get that thrill and impress the people.
Yeah.
So we've got like certain ideas coming up in terms of like shows like and stuff that we could
That's
we
amazing.
could go into. But like we'll just wait until we've got the solid idea. But in, like podcasting as well, like there's little.
Oh man, there's
little
so much.
ideas, like-
I think you guys could do anything at the moment. It's just
Yeah.
about what you
and
probably wanna
asking that
do.
question early was like, wow, like I don't even know. Like we're just posting videos and like we'll see what happens.
Shit was flying everywhere.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
stuff happens. You gotta wait a year and just see how like where your thoughts change,
100%.
where you gravitate to, like what our interests in, what we know we're good at. Like we just tried everything and said yes to everything. Like
That's
any speaking opportunity, any like, do you want to interview this guy? Do you want to do that? Yes, 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 yes. And like I saw this clip from Jordan Peterson. And he said everyone has like this unlimited potential, and they don't know about the potential until they like put themselves in like high stress situations. Like
Such a
if you
good
go
point.
into a situation and you're feeling a bit anxious and a bit stressed beforehand because you haven't done it before.
Like that was me yesterday with Harry Kuehl. Like,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
we're prepared, but it's like it's a new environment. Like you don't know how you're actually going to perform.
And
how
then
you're
you,
gonna-
Yeah,
you
what
get
the-
into it and you unlock those certain things that you haven't done before, and then you come out of it with this new confidence, like I can do that.
Yep.
So next time we go in, it's like, yes, we can do that, and we'll add another layer on top. It's like we're up leveling every time we do it.
It's so true. It's a really good point. And back to your point as well, because it's like when you think about what you guys have done your whole life, nothing in your life really has prepared you for an interview with Harry Kuehl in the soccer world. And then it's like you do it and you're like,
Like, we're not soccer
I can,
monkeys.
yeah, I know. That's what I mean. And like, but
But
then
we're
you
both people.
But then once you do it, and it's like your point, it's like that sink or swim. That's why I always love when coaches play a young player, because I'm like, I bet you they'll swim. Like, do you know what I mean? Because you don't know, they don't know, but once they do it, then you're like, fuck, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then it just opens up so many more doors. Which I think is fascinating. I just think you guys like in skits or comedy could like, and by the way, this is not me saying stop ShepMates in the commentary. I think you need to do that until you're 50. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that
That
needs
could
to
be our stock standard.
yeah, like it's just a fallback up because it's what now it's like
Yeah.
reliance on people want that. But
What we need views? Commentary review.
Gilly, just fucking give us a good call, will you, you prick?
Get on the call to
Save us.
Save this line.
Save us. Do some Spanish. Have you done Spanish? Yeah, no, but it's pretty cool, man. Like, do you guys have creators that you like to emulate or like that give you inspiration?
There definitely is. What skits wise, like
Yeah.
Stevie Emerson. He's bloody good.
This American Stevie Emerson, like they do this long form, like high quality skits. Like I just love watching the acting and the
Yeah.
little, like the comedy stuff that they do. Like I think we can definitely see ourselves getting into that.
Skits is where you sort of unlock a lot of creativity. So
Yeah.
like, and we did that before our first commentary video. We did 2 skits,
Did you?
which we had a lot of fun doing.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of
We were in
bloopers.
tears, like we should say that. Like yeah, and then we struck. Like there were points where Archie had to leave the room just so I could like get my line in.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Was it you that was the Archie the umpire in that skit when you were kind of running? Yeah, that for me that was like Oscar. That was an Oscar award winning performance. It was just
Well,
like the tone.
We
the-
were an umpire. We were
I
umpires.
know. That's what I was just like. It was like it was about to say. It was like you'd done it before.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, "Fuck, he's a good actor."
Yeah, well, yeah, we had injuries when we were like 14, 15. We had to take 2 years off playing footy.
When you say we, you had them at the same time.
Same.
What is going on?
I
with
don't
this
know.
bullshit, man.
Osgood
Like-
status disease in the knees,
group
setters in the
quick-
heels.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
And then we didn't grow till like 2 years later, so that didn't
Oh, really?
help.
Did you guys have
Yeah.
late growth spurts?
Late
Yeah.
bloomers.
You guys are tall guys.
Year
Yeah.
11, year late year 10, year 11, we started growing and then probably didn't finish till like
so that was a
post
nightmare.
year 12.
But umpiring, that was could get away with that. Like it wasn't hurting the knees too much. So yeah, that was a way of
And
keeping
doing
the game.
skits footy wise is pretty easy because we're footy players. Like
Yeah,
we
you
know what
know
it's
it.
like. We know what the comedy is around that. Like we know what's going to hit.
Yeah.
Is that a route you guys might go down at some point? Or you kind of
Yeah,
just focused on the lane you're in? Because, I mean, you're doing them anyway, but like in regards to like ShepMates specific.
I think we love football. We love AFL.
We also
So,
got to like recognize the audience as well. Like not all of our audience are AFL nuffies, so
Yeah.
you sort of can't
You're,
be doing that every
you're
video.
global.
Yeah.
I think you guys, fair enough. I reckon
Yeah,
you've got
it is
global
sort of-
content now.
It's sort of going that way, so we got to sort of be
But it's
careful
exciting
how
seeing like all these different AFL creators doing stuff as well because like they love collaborating. We love collaborating with them, but we don't want our page to be so AFL oriented because like people are following us who love soccer or who are from different countries.
Golf.
They got no
The
idea.
golf ones
you know
I
what
love
mean?
too.
Yeah, golf.
Fucking golf funds are amazing.
Golf, like
Such a left field
Exactly.
sport to do what you do on as well, and somehow you nail it.
we love golf. Like,
Yeah,
we
I
share
love
it.
golf.
We love golf.
Yeah,
Like,
who is good at it? Honestly, it's what
who
keeps you
actually
coming
is good
back.
at it?
yeah,
mate,
exactly. You hit one good shot for the day, and you're like, "Yes, I'm
Yeah.
coming back next week."
If you're not on the PGA tour, you're not great.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
And they're freaks, mate.
Oh my god!
But like,
we went to Kalgoorlie and we saw it firsthand.
Yeah.
And
Oh, can we talk about that actually? Because did you guys drive? So you drove there?
yeah,
Oh, you didn't. It looked like you
we
did.
flew to Perth,
All right.
and then we did drive. We did the 7-hour
it was still
drive.
7 hours.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
most of the day.
Jesus Christ. So,
That was-
so how did that opportunity come up?
That was through Golf Australia and the PGA. So they wanted us to do like, because we're getting into our golf content, all that. They wanted us to, they obviously want to promote their pages and all that. So if we can go over there and be that social media face and interview people and do sort of challenges, give updates, all that.
Got to know the players. So, next tournament down here.
We're like, hell yeah, sounds like good fun. Was it some rogue town in Western Australia? I had no idea. I had never heard of Kalgoorlie.
It comes back to saying yes to things.
Like we just said yes, and then all of a sudden we were on a plane, got to this hire car place, and we took this 4-wheel drive with a couple rooftop tents on top and drove 7 hours with a mate. We took our mate. We told, hope Golf Australia don't watch this, but we told Golf Australia we're going to take a videographer because to hold the camera for us and all that. They're like, videographer sounds great. We just called up our mate who's a chippy. Want to come on a trip with us? He's like, what do I have to do? I'm like, just fake it till you make it. Just say you're
Just hit record, mate. Just look good.
And he got to a point where he was in the booth with like the videographer from Golf Australia.
Oh no, they weren't.
And that guy was pressing Blake on like where to leave camera knowledge and all
As we were
that.
leaving this cabin, I heard the guy ask Blake, so what lenses are you using? I was walking out at the time and I started pissing myself.
Oh no.
What's he gonna say? Like he's just like bullshits. Like
Oh no.
Blake, he's one of our best mates and he's just the ultimate bullshitter. So like he was just going with it. He was actually really good behind the camera.
That's a fucking
He's a great
stitcher.
worker. Like he wanted to impress and like do a good job. But like we just had so much fun going. It's better going with your best mate than like spending a week with
Absolutely.
someone
That's
you don't
part
know.
of why you wanted
We actually would have ripped out each other's heads off. Right?
Yeah.
No, seriously, we needed him there. Like, he was essential.
Yeah, just to break us up for a bit. Yeah.
Can you tell, like, because I think this might be a good thing for the listeners, and not saying say yes to everything, but the importance and going like a bit deeper on saying yes to a lot of things, like to open up. You touched on that, like Jordan Peterson quote, which I think is really interesting. And I always kind of tell people when they come to me and they're like, "Oh, what should I do? Like, how do I find my passion?" It's like, well, have you tried everything? If you try everything, you probably will find. So you've got more chance to find out what you like. So can you maybe just speak around that, like why you do that and what it's created?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like you're not going to do anything good.
Like there's so much to do in this world. Like there is so much to do. So many avenues, so many industries. Like how are you going to know? Like school isn't really designed to like let you find your passion early. Like you're studying English, all that, and then you get given like a certain amount of degrees you want to do, or you go and become like do a trade. Like
it's hard
to find out.
I found it so hard to jump straight into uni. Like I had to just like, okay, I'll get a job. I'll see how this goes. And like even like going from that job to uni, it was like, wow, I'm about to start this business degree. Like it still felt like I hadn't tried everything in the world. So
Like,
I went to an acting course that summer before uni. Just I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I just did it just cause like I'd drive up after work on a Thursday and just do the acting course for an hour and a half and then drive back. And that was great. Like it was only like an 8-10 week course or something like that. But just putting yourself out of that comfort zone, like
Was that uncomfortable for you to do that?
yeah, like
Because I feel like, man, I think like I don't know why there's a stigma. Like as a male, I think for me, if like I would love to do like skits like that, right? Because I think I'd be good at it. But if I think to myself, being brutally honest, I'll go do that like 10-session acting class with this lady in a group, I would fucking shit myself.
Yeah.
One, and then I'd be like, whoa, like is that like, you know, I'm a masculine guy. Should I be doing it?
That's right.
Which is bullshit, right? But like, have you guys felt that at all as well? Like. Not so much with doing the skits because obviously you know that like people love them, but just like dedicating time to the craft of acting, like when you were younger.
well, it's different. Like it's different to what everyone else is doing, so that's what makes it hard. Like
especially where we're from, like no one does this stuff. Like it's either you like at the footy club or at a footy club, like everyone's either a tradie or they're studying uni or they're
Correct.
it's quite hard to relate.
Yeah. Okay.
And they don't know what the day to day looks like either. So. But like they're great. Like it's footy. The footy club's an escape. Like just mates. We're all talking the same dribble.
fully supportive of what we do, like fully interested and like love it. So, like it's a great environment to be in. But yeah, just touching on like trying everything, like definitely just try things. Like don't like obviously if you're passionate about it and you're interested, just like try that. And if you don't like it, like stop doing it. You know, I worked for a year and a half and then just found myself like, COVID didn't help as well.
Yeah,
it was tough,
that's
man.
probably tough for a lot of
You
people.
guys would have
as
just
well,
got out of high school almost. What, 2019?
Yeah,
You would have
well,
finished
straight out.
2018?
Yeah.
like COVID would have been tough because people would have like started doing something and then like it's hard to like change when like you can't leave your house or go.
Yeah, what can you do?
Go 5 kilometers out of your house. So like,
Correct.
it sort of just gets like that would have been like a year, 2 years of like people doing the same thing. But we were working, so like I wasn't locked into a degree. I sort of just waited that period out so that when things opened up, I could like sort of try things. And then once things started opening up, I was like, okay, now I'll go to uni because like I want to experience what that's like normally, not with COVID. And then like realized I didn't like the degree I was doing. I liked doing. We did Indonesian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sandy for Bali.
Yeah. I know you thought it would have been Spanish, but
Honestly, you guys never cease to amaze me.
but no, I did Indonesian and I loved that. So like we kept doing that, and now I just stopped that because obviously it was just getting in the way. But yeah, like people just got to try different things, like unlock your passions and all that. Like you don't know what you're capable of until you like put yourself in those positions.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah, because I think you guys are the epitome of like anything's possible.
yeah,
Because like it all comes back to the same thing to me. Like because this is what I learned with soccer when I came out of it. Because I was like, fuck, the soccer ball was the definition of why I was good.
yeah,
But I was like, actually, no, fuck. It took me 5 years to realize this, so I'm a bit of a nuffy. But like, I'm like, oh, actually, nah. Everything that like soccer's just a vehicle.
Yeah.
So like the commentary box, the commentary stuff's just a vehicle. It actually is your personality because that's all the stuff that's creating it. So like your determination, your drive, and that's translatable into anything you ever do if you want it to be. So that's where like for me, that was like, oh my God, actually, fuck, I just need to get away from the ball and start putting the same energy into
Exactly.
and that's where I found like my point of difference again in life.
As soon as you stopped liking soccer, you were like, okay, I just got to stop. Let's go and try something else.
Yeah.
You know, like I just didn't like working. Like I wanted to go and try uni. I went and did that. Didn't like uni. Go try something else. Like if people don't like like a lot of guys our age, like are trying different things, trying to figure out who they are. Like if you're in a job that isn't aiding like your passions and all that, go try something else. If you don't like that, go try something else. You know what I mean?
Especially when you guys are like 21, it's a prime age to do whatever the fuck you should want.
And it's a good thing knowing that you don't like something.
Yeah, it is.
You've tried it.
The
and
earlier
you're not
you
going
do
to go
it.
back.
Correct.
You know? Go try something else.
Correct,
'cause,
man.
like, you might like
I was
it more.
shoveling rock for a year doing labouring, and I was like, man, the best bloke's doing it like with everyone. I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Man. Like seriously, my back is in agony. Played 15 years of sport. I'm like, this is the worst it's ever felt. I just wanted, before we go into, I guess some of the sort of later questions of the podcast, so I just wanted to know like how much detail and time does it take to create a ShepMates video? Because I've got a feeling you guys are like a bit of one take wonders in some regards, but it must take some
They're all different.
Yeah.
They're all
patience
different.
is what I would say.
There's been some big ones that took like, I reckon the longest one was Will Minson's one, took a couple hours at least. We were pissing ourselves for the first hour and then yelling at each other for the rest.
He just loves it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then literally, should we talk about the Spanish one?
Oh, that would have.
I don't want to give away our secrets.
Yeah, don't give it away.
Yeah, but like people like ask like, how, geez, this must have taken a long time. And in the end it did. Like it took me like an hour, like hours just like looking at the Spanish lines, trying to get like the right lingo
That's
going.
more what I'm talking about. It's not so much saying the words because I get there's ways you could do that.
People go like, how many takes did that take?
Yeah, but it's-
with that video, we literally pressed take. I was ready to go. Nailed it the first go.
Yeah.
So that's one hit.
Yeah.
hit.
See, I wish you could write that like the first take.
Yeah.
Like, I just fuck
Yeah.
it because I would
First
be
take.
fascinated like 88th take like or something because I was like,
Yeah, because it's not like we press take one and then we're learning it. Like I've
No,
had to,
no,
like,
no. Yeah,
go
that's
and
what I'm-
learn
yeah.
it and then press take one because I don't want to waste my time. Like
so who's like, is it both of you like one of you will give each other a call like, did you see this or did you see that, or is one of you like specifically on the moments of like, hey, we've got sent this, we've got to do this, or
we get
we're
it through
both-
social
we
media.
both
I
do
guess.
it.
Like,
You both,
if I
yeah.
see like good clips on Instagram or TikTok, save it straight away.
Yeah.
because then like when we're brainstorming, we come back to it. It's like let's do that, do that, do that.
how many are people sending you stuff now?
Oh, all the
Like,
time.
has that been happening since day one?
Day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Every day. There's like requests are insane. Like you just scroll through and do this. They send links and all that. It's like,
Left field
I
ones.
wish I could like have the time to just go through and like appreciate everyone's messages and all that. But there's literally so much. Like there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And it's got to be
You know.
timely and it's got to sort of tick all the boxes as well. Like,
Because there probably is gold that people are sending us, but like I'm not going to look through like 30
Yeah,
DMs.
there's heaps.
Yeah. Would you guys, because you guys collab a lot, would you guys ever do collabs in the ShepMates space? Because like, for instance, the one you did with Jack Rewalt would have been, I don't know how long ago it was, but that was pretty insane. Like,
Oh man.
Man,
like
that's insane.
is that ever sort of cross your mind to have just random people coming out of your bedroom and jumping in?
Yeah, like that Jack Rewalt thing. Like we're like, yes, we got to do stuff with footy players. Like, he loved that. We had so much fun that day.
Dude,
he messaged us afterwards like, boys, that was like fun.
Really? I've forgotten what it's like to be a kid again.
And we're just looking at that Brightside video we did. Like, just brings back the music isn't actually like on. I'm smacking on these drums. Like offbeat, Jack's there on the guitar, like no sounds coming out of it.
Oh
and
god, that's
Miles
weird.
there on the piano going like this. It's just like crickets. Like,
I imagine there was BTS on that. We need some of that shit.
this was me whacking an offbeat drum. Like, oh fuck, Jack's just like, I don't know. He just didn't care.
Like, we had the Brightside video playing, but there was no big speaker. It was just in our phone, and now like his drums was like, you know, higher than the music, so we could hardly hear the music. But it was like that. It was just like crickets, and we were just like, I don't know. We got into a vibe where it was just like, let's just go, and he was like fully into it as well. Like, gave everything.
Who's the actually the reason why I say that, I've got a goal for 2023. One of my goals I've written down. It could be brought sooner because of but is to be in a ShepMates vid. And I think, mate, can you imagine I just came in as a Spanish commentator or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd fit the...
We've thought about that.
You've thought about Jake as a Spanish...
I'll be honest.
I was going to say, that's a bit left field. You guys are a little bit weird, so it's all good.
Mate, you're building your rapport right now.
All right? Yeah, that's right.
No, mate.
Planting a seed.
Yeah, planting a seed, mate. It'll
You can only ask.
You can only ask. Yeah, and I can only get told no. So, let's move on.
We're open. We're very open to it.
No, because I think, mate, look, I just think of all the people you're rubbing shoulders with. I'm like, there's so much, not clout's the wrong word, but like so much awesome stuff that just like can catch people off guard and do.
Yeah.
Is there, for you guys, who's probably been the biggest star? We've mentioned some names, but like in your eyes that you've rubbed shoulders with because of what you've created?
There's obviously Jackie Rewalt. Brownlow night was massive. We got into the after party, so it was just like,
how was that?
Unbelievable.
Did everyone like let their hair down on that, or people still kind of guard up a bit? Or
we had some of the footy players are just great guys. Like coming up to us.
Best night. We did the Q&A, nailed it on a high because of it. Rolled into the List Cloggers event, and they were doing like this live thing at the pub. So we just like sunk beers with Kate, and it was an unbelievable Brownlow count.
Oh, so it was, wasn't it?
It was the best count.
It was just such a good night. And
straight to the casino. I got up 300, you got up
500, which was just very rare.
That just doesn't happen at the casino, guys.
It doesn't. No.
And then Caden McDonald knows Tom Mitchell, which we're friends with Tom now. And he was walking past like, yeah, boys, you with me.
Oh, no way.
Straight into the after party.
Oh, how good's that?
Be joking.
Tommy Mitch is a good fella.
So we were in the after party for a few hours and just...
Yeah. At the start, I was probably like, I shouldn't be here. But then I'm like, you know what? I've done a lot of work for the AFL this year. Like,
fucking
all that stuff. Like, I reckon, we're a part of this. Like,
absolutely.
And
so,
like, they were coming up to us like,
yes.
like, man, like when Took Miller comes beelines for you, like,
no way.
You're like, what the hell
what did he
is
say?
going on? He was just like, love your staff, guys. Like,
see, that's what I mean. That shit's pretty crazy to me.
He said that Kelly Underwood video was amazing. Boys. Like that was his favorite.
That's
like
random.
they've all got their favorites.
Yeah, I bet.
It's weird. Like they can pinpoint their favorite video.
Yeah.
Like
and Fifey as well. I think Fifey was one of the highlights of the night.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like he's just an ripper guy.
Yeah,
and talking to him, he's obviously mesmerizing to look at as well.
He's a gorgeous human, bro.
Eyes,
gorgeous.
But he was just all praise for us. Like loved what we were doing. Like, you know, really just pumping us up. Like, you boys keep going, and you can like change the face of
how good is
the
that?
media and like provide that fresh look to what the media could look like. So to hear that from him was like, fuck yeah, we're doing something right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Because didn't you guys have I don't know if you met him in person, but with Warney, did you have an engagement with? Because was it Howie and stuff? Like it would have been early doors.
It was our first interview.
Because I don't know if did you guys go in the studio?
No, I was at the SCG. They got us on a Zoom call for the lunch
that's
break.
right.
We were on the Goldie with the boys for a trip.
Probably a month after we blew
boys
up.
give us 5 minutes chapter one.
Yeah,
It's funny.
We actually all had COVID at the time. We were
wow.
locked in this one apartment.
Shit house.
Yeah, we had to isolate for 7 days, so we were just up in this apartment, and but that was the highlight, obviously, getting on that Zoom call, and
But that was our
Warney
first-
and Howie and Vorney.
Oh my
And,
God.
like those big names, like they were all over it, and like looking back, we were pretty nervous. Like it was our first media thing.
I remember
like,
watching that live. Actually, I think
Everyone's
'cause
watching the cricket in the summer.
Yeah,
Everyone
like-
watches the lunchtime break.
it's the best.
we're going to be eyeballed by a lot of people here.
Yeah, and the messages, our phones blew up straight after.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
And we did it with like all our mates in the corner as well. So we were like sitting here with like the computer and all our mates were
They're
like,
just there fucking
lads
doing,
just
flipping you the
ridiculous
bird.
stuff.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Just trying to keep it together.
That's
for
the
our
real-
first interview to have those guys there. I'm like,
that was the real pressure, not talking to Shane Warne. It was
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
these guys in the background.
They were great.
Morny was such a lovely guy though. Like before we went on air, like he'd chat about where we were living. Like, I've been down there. Like,
Mate.
the most genuine guy and actually cares. Like,
Yeah, that's what everyone says about him since he's passed. God rest his soul. Is that like he did so many little things for people that didn't like people didn't really realize. Like a few stories have come out about it, which just like adds to his legend. If you could
so
even,
personable, like wants to make everyone feel good. Like
He's a-
build
he's a
everyone
legend.
up, you know.
he's a
And,
legend.
Like even afterwards, I think Howie sent us a video. This was like an hour later. It was just all the boys in the background, like behind the scenes. They were all sitting there.
in, like,
Gilly,
their
Gilly was
lunchroom or
there.
something.
Kerry O'Keefe, and then all the guys that were on the lunchtime break. They were just sending a video to us saying thanks and all that. Like
Jesus
just a good
Christ.
vibe at Fox Cricket.
Yeah, good vibe.
like
we
their
like
locker-
that.
it was like
Good
their locker
energies.
room, like, they were just talking shit.
The reason my dad met my mum is because of Shane Warne.
Really?
Yeah, if my dad played cricket with like back in the day, like early 90s, if you weren't playing shield cricket
Yeah.
when you're like 16, 17 or 18, they'd send you to the UK and you play local cricket for like a season.
Warney
And
did that, didn't
yeah, Warney, the first year he did it was 89, but the second time he went was 91, just before he got caught up for Australia.
he? Yeah.
And my dad and him went because they both played for like the Vic under 19s and they lived together. And like Warney there, my dad like couldn't hit it off the square over there.
Yeah.
But Warney was getting leathered like all the time and
Yeah.
taking like fivers and making 50s and was like,
Yeah.
everyone's like, this guy's a superstar. He was like a bit overweight back then as well, you know. So he wasn't like the
Rip him.
he was just turning him. Mate.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then he pulled my dad out to a pub one night, met my mum.
So your mum.
My mum's from the town that Warney was playing cricket in.
Wow,
in
so
UK.
interesting.
It's so random.
That's a pretty cool story.
I know, bro. It's random. It's random. And I see his son all the time. Like, should I tell his son that we're like practically cousins? But maybe not.
We go way
maybe that's a
created
weird
me.
story if he doesn't know what's going on. So I hold myself. But anyway, I digress. I've just got one more question, and it's been a bit of a theme on the podcast for all the listeners. They'll know it. Yeah. And it's pretty interesting because your space, like, it's kind of flipped upside down really quickly. And I associate, I guess, 3 key kind of traits to people that get successful in business, creative, sport.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want you guys individually to give me the one that resonates most. So it's out of drive, resilience, and ambition. Out of those 3, and all 3 are important, which is why they're there. But which one for you specifically stands out?
Ambition.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got big ideas, big dreams. Like, I don't know, the ideas we've been throwing out the last couple of weeks, like, to think we'd even think about those ideas like a year
I
ago
love
is
that,
like,
though.
Yeah.
but like, it's kind of like, it's so ridiculous, like, and we think it's possible. Like, it's like that, like having that ambition, like you can dream, you can see it, but you know, there'll be stepping stones to get to there. Like,
Do you think because you've nailed such a random niche that's like, well, fuck, we can do anything then. If we can nail this and get 100K followers plus with TikTok as well, whatever that is, like, do you know what I mean? It's like
We
kind of
can do
endless.
anything.
Yeah, like literally.
Got to have that mindset.
Is that the
We can-
realization now?
Yeah.
Like, was it
You're
like
reading
that?
that book at the moment? What is it? Confidence?
Yeah, book on confidence. Which
We're confident
I don't
people,
lack
but it's
in
having
confidence,
that.
but, like,
I love reading. Yeah, it's good.
Just a good read. Like,
Yeah.
reinforcing. Like, am I doing the right things? Am I thinking the right way?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like not placing any limits on yourself. Like,
Yeah.
there shouldn't be any limitations to yourself. Life is about it's like a video game. You're constantly up leveling yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how we've got to
And it can be in any facet of life, any facet. Like, it doesn't have to be on social media, and you have to be a face everywhere. Like, it's just about who you are and how you up level and how you keep taking those stepping stones.
Absolutely. I don't know about you listeners. I'm ready to run through a fucking brick wall over here. Tell you what, Jesus Christ, there's a lot of motivation in here. I might go for a run after this as well. But we have to catch up. Next time we have to do it over a beer, boys. But it's been an absolute
bloody
pleasure. Archie and Miles from ShepMates. Been a fan. Now I'm a friend or a foe.
You'll be on the video
Yeah.
soon.
Watch me upload tonight my Spanish commentary. Fuck you, ShepMate. Nah, absolutely love you boys, mate. Thank you for coming on the show. You're
Jakey,
superstars.
Thank you, mate.
Legends.
Cheers,
Appreciate
Jakey.
it.
Absolute
Appreciate
pleasure.
that, mate.